I'm sure you're already aware that yesterday our seditious and very traitorous ex-president, famous for staggering incompetence as well as an endless capacity to lie and gaslight at the rate of his breathing, took it upon himself to make the important announcement he had promised the day before. As it turned out, the announcement featured another skill this perennial loser is also known for, namely grifting every chance he gets. And so he told the world that for $99 a pop, we could buy digital depictions of himself related to his life experiences. Of course, a quick look at the cheesy cards he was trying to sell immediately revealed that, as usual, he was making it all up, basically pulling it out from where the sun don't shine, since no one can recall his life as a cowboy or as a NASCAR driver, much less as an astronaut. He was roundly ridiculed in the mainstream media, or what he calls the fake media, but that in reality is the only media that at least approximates what we all agree is true. And certainly the late-night comedians had one of their better nights, seizing upon the opportunity to yet again make fun of another clown act by the dimwit ex-president. But it should be noted that in the media he prefers, the actual fake media, populated by troll figures like Steve Bannon or traitorous wannabe fascists like Michael Flynn, reception wasn't much better. Both Bannon and Flynn seemed shocked by the goofy nature of the Photoshop cards and by the generally stupid nature of the whole affair, with Bannon turning off the announcement after a few seconds, seemingly nauseated by the presentation, and Flynn asserting they should fire whoever at Mar-a-Lago suggested this whole thing. On Newsmax, which more properly should be named Newsmin or maybe News Zero, they seemed, shall we say, less than impressed by Trump's announcement because they thought it was going to be some kind of political revelation. But what about the astrology of all this? Well, I've already said enough in previous videos to let everyone know that the chart of the Orange Menace is in free fall and signaling impending doom, both now and in the upcoming future. And certainly, in at least one sense, this is now yet another example of how times are tough and everything he tries is almost always going to fail. But notice that in the daily travel of the moon, we see it in early Virgo when he says he's going to announce the next day, and then when he does announce, it is in later degrees approaching the square to his natal sun and moon, and by the time everyone was laughing in disdain later in the day, the moon was exactly square his sun and moon. Or all of the astrology that any astrologer would have warned him about in the sense of a warning not to do it, since it was likely to crash and burn. That it would look like a grift is related to the moon through his second sign of money, and that he is selling fake images of himself is certainly a perfect fit for the transiting Neptune on the other side, also at least in part another house of money, so that the moon turns it on and they both pile into his natal sun and moon. Now he's saying that he's sold out only a day later, which sounds to me like he's making that up too, because of the great embarrassment he likely felt, even if he's known to be entirely shameless. But have no fear, when it comes to this malevolent crook, I'm sure he's already on to the next grift.